Have you ever wondered how the Pope is chosen? It's not just a simple vote among cardinals. It's a profound spiritual journey that involves the entire Church. In this video, I'll walk you step by step through one of the most sacred and mysterious events in the life of the Church. The election of the successor of St. Peter, the Vicar of Christ on earth. 1. The sede vacante and the role of the Camerlengo. It all begins with what is called the sede vacante, or vacant seat, the period when the papal office is empty. This happens in two possible ways. The Pope dies, as with St. John Paul II in 2005. Or he resigns voluntarily, as Pope Benedict XVI did in 2013, an extremely rare event in Church history. In both cases, a key figure steps in, the Camerlengo. The Camerlengo is the cardinal appointed to administer the Vatican during the transition period. His role is ancient and vital, ensuring the smooth functioning of the Church during the vacancy. If the Pope has died, the Camerlengo is the one who officially confirms his death. Traditionally, he would call the Pope 3 times by his baptismal name and lightly tap his forehead with a small silver hammer. Today, the gesture is more symbolic, but the solemnity remains. After that, the Camerlengo seals the papal apartments and safeguards the Vatican's possessions. He temporarily oversees the daily administration of the Holy See but cannot make doctrinal decisions or permanent appointments. His authority is practical, not spiritual. 2. The period of mourning and preparation. If the Pope has passed away, the Church enters a 9-day mourning period called the Novem Dialis, with daily masses and prayers. During this time, all the cardinals begin gathering in Rome. A general congregation is held, where the cardinals reflect on the state of the Church and the qualities needed in the next pope. Here, too, the Camerlengo plays a key role in organizing and presiding over these discussions. 3. The conclave is convened. Once preparations are complete, the conclave begins. Only cardinals under the age of 80 are allowed to vote. The word conclave means with a key, because the cardinals are locked in, completely isolated from the outside world, so they can listen only to the voice of the Holy Spirit. The election takes place inside the Sistine Chapel, beneath Michelangelo's breathtaking frescoes. Security is airtight. No phones, no internet, no communication, just silence, prayer, and discernment. 4. The oath of secrecy. Every cardinal must take a solemn oath of secrecy. No word of what happens inside the conclave may be shared. This oath also applies to the staff who assist behind the scenes. Breaking this confidentiality results in immediate excommunication. 5. The voting process. Cardinals may vote up to 4 times a day. Each one writes a name on a paper ballot, folds it, and places it in a special urn. To be elected, a cardinal must receive a 2/3 majority of the votes. A simple majority is not enough. This ensures unity and strong support. 6. The signal to the world, the smoke. After every vote, the ballots are burned. If no pope is elected, the smoke is black. But when a cardinal receives enough votes, the smoke rising from the Sistine Chapel is white. This is the moment millions around the world are waiting for. Habemus Papam is near. 7. The most important question. The Dean of the Cardinals approaches the chosen one and asks, "Do you accept your canonical election as Supreme Pontiff?" If the cardinal replies, "I accept," he becomes Pope immediately. He then chooses a papal name, a deeply symbolic gesture that reflects his spiritual mission and inspiration. The announcement to the world. Now comes one of the most iconic scenes in the Catholic Church. The cardinal protodeacon steps onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica and proclaims, "Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum, Habemus Papam." I announce to you a great joy. We have a pope. He announces the pope's birth name and the papal name he has chosen. Moments later, the new pope appears and gives his first Urbi et Orbi blessing to the people gathered in St. Peter's Square and to the entire world. Conclusion. The election of a pope is one of the most sacred events in the Church. It's not only a process of governance, it's a moment of prayer, unity, and surrender to the Holy Spirit. From the role of the Camerlengo, to the silence of the conclave, to the joy of the white smoke, everything points to one goal: discerning God's will. Fun facts and curious stories about papal elections. 1. The longest conclave in history. The longest papal conclave took place in Viterbo, not Rome, and lasted almost 3 years, 1268 to 1271. The cardinals couldn't agree on a candidate, so the local authorities literally locked them in, reduced their food rations, and even removed the roof to force a decision. It worked. They finally elected Pope Gregory XII, the shortest conclave. In contrast, the shortest conclave lasted just a few hours. This happened in 1503 when Pius III was elected almost immediately because the cardinals had already informally agreed beforehand. 3. The smoking secret. For many years, the black and white smoke signals were confusing. Sometimes people couldn't tell the difference. Gray smoke would leave everyone in suspense. In 2005, during Benedict XVI's election, the Vatican added chemicals to make the smoke colors more distinct. 4. A non-cardinal is pope? According to church law, a pope doesn't have to be a cardinal or even a bishop. Technically, any baptized male Catholic could be elected pope. However, if he isn't already a bishop, he would have to be ordained immediately. The last non-cardinal elected was Pope Urban VI in 1378. 5. A papal name never chosen. No pope has ever taken the name Peter II, out of respect for Saint Peter, the first pope. Many consider the name untouchable, though technically it's allowed. 6. The Swiss Guard lockdown. During the conclave, the Swiss Guards seal off the Sistine Chapel and the residence of the cardinals. The security is so strict that bug detectors and jamming devices are used to prevent any kind of surveillance or communication with the outside world. 7. Pope in disguise. When Pope John XXIII was elected in 1958, the crowd outside was so noisy he thought someone else had been chosen. He said, "I went to vote and I came back Pope." Camerlengo's silver hammer. Traditionally, when a pope dies, the Camerlengo would gently tap his forehead with a small silver hammer, calling his name 3 times to confirm death. While not done today in the same way, the ritual symbolizes the definitive end of the papal authority. 9. A pope who refused the job. In 1334, Cardinal Jean-Raymond of Cahors was elected pope but refused the position, saying he was unworthy. He had to be convinced for days before finally accepting and becoming Pope Benedict XII. It was last used at a coronation by Pope Paul VI in 1963, who later donated it to the poor. Successors have chosen a simpler inauguration mass instead of coronation. 11. Habemus Papam, in Latin, only. The Habemus Papam formula is always read entirely in Latin, even though the newly elected pope may not speak Latin fluently. Some cardinals have to memorize the full sentence phonetically before appearing on the balcony. 12. The conclave's locked doors. The word conclave means with key, and it's literal. Once inside, the cardinals are physically locked in until a new pope is elected. Special doors are closed and sealed, and guards are posted to ensure total isolation. 13. Voting with feathers. Until the 20th century, the ballots were marked with quills or special feather pens, a tradition kept for centuries. Today they use normal pens, but the symbolism of the secrecy and solemnity remains. 14. Only. One pope. Resigned in modern times. Pope Benedict XVI made history by resigning in 2013, the first pope to do so in over 600 years. The last before him was Pope Gregory XII in 1415, during the Western Schism. May the Lord bless you.